Stop everything you are doing at this very instant. Take a deep breath. Because what is happening right now within this video is not by chance. Archangel Michael, messenger of destiny and guardian of the chosen souls, does not allow coincidences. He allows encounters. And the encounter that is taking place between you and these words can rewrite the next 10 years of your life in absolute silence. You have spent decades asking, pleading, kneeling, shedding tears on your pillow at dawn, begging for a turnaround, for a miracle, for an answer, and nothing moved. Do you know why? Because you forgot the oldest secret of the universe, that secret which the mystics whispered, which Neville Goddard taught, which Joseph Murphy decoded, and which Archangel Michael wants to awaken within you now. You do not receive what you ask for. You receive what you feel you already are. The law of assumption is the portal. The feeling is the secret. And today, in this video, I am going to teach you to occupy the state of consciousness of the desire already fulfilled before this spiritual window closes for you. I want you to understand one thing, and to understand it at the deepest level of your soul. The life you have today, the bills that accumulate, the marriage that has grown cold, the child who has drifted away, the body that has become ill, the money that does not arrive. All of this is not a punishment, it is not a curse, it is not destiny punishing you. It is merely a reflection, an exact, mathematical, precise reflection of the inner state you have inhabited for the last few years without noticing. Your subconscious mind, this invisible field where the I am is branded like red-hot iron, has been operating for decades on an old program of lack, of fear, of it won't work out, of no one truly loves me, of this only happens to others. And while you run this program internally, the universe, obedient as a faithful servant, can only deliver to you the exact harvest of that seed. The frustration you feel when you try to manifest and nothing happens is not because the law has failed. The law never fails. The law is as precise as gravity. When you throw a stone upward, it falls. When you assume internally the feeling that you are loved, prosperous, healed, and protected, the external reality falls upon you in the same way. The problem is that you spend 5 minutes visualizing the desire and 23 hours and 55 minutes feeling the absence of it. You decree abundance in the morning and spend the entire day with a tight heart, looking at your bank balance. You affirm that you are healed, and at night you cry in the bathroom fearing the medical exam. Your inner dialogue betrays you, and it is exactly about this silent betrayal that Archangel Michael has come to warn you today, because the time for you to live divided against yourself is coming to an end. This is why I have prepared this powerful digital book for you, and I need you to hear this call with an open heart, because it is not every day that a door like this opens. There is a material titled, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment, and it did not reach you by accident. Perhaps in recent weeks, you have felt a strange restlessness, a tightness in your chest for no reason, dreams of people who have already departed, repeating numbers appearing on the clock, a silent voice whispering that something must change before it is too late. Many feel these signs, but very few understand what they mean. You are understanding. And this, in itself, places you in a select group of souls who have been summoned to protect themselves and their family in this final time. The link to this book is pinned in the description of this video and also at the top of the comments, and I ask, from the depths of my soul, that you open it now before we continue. Ordinary people, tired mothers, broken fathers, widows, lost children, have read this material and reported that within a few days peace returned, deep sleep returned, and answers that had been locked away for years began to manifest. This content may be taken offline at any moment due to its spiritual intensity, so do not delay what needs to be done now. If you have felt the call, write Amen in the comments and move forward with me, because what comes next will unlock within you what no one has unlocked in 30 years. Return with me then to the heart of the revelation. The law of assumption, taught by Neville Goddard with an almost angelic clarity, declares that everything you assume to be true about yourself and persist in that assumption inevitably becomes fact in the material world. It is not cheap positivity. It is not thinking nice thoughts. It is something much more radical. It is to occupy with all inner senses the state of consciousness of the person who already has, already is, already has received, already has been healed, already has been loved, already has been reconciled. And here is the detail that 99% of people get wrong. The detail that makes their manifestations die before they are born. The feeling is the secret. Not the thought, not the affirmation, the feeling. Because feeling is the language of the subconscious, and the subconscious is the womb where every reality is gestated. When your heart beats in tune with the feeling of the answered prayer, something changes in the invisible field around you. Science today, through the HeartMath Institute, has already proven that the human heart generates an electromagnetic field thousands of times more powerful than that of the brain, and this field changes radically according to the emotion you hold. Gratitude expands, fear contracts, love harmonizes, resentment poisons. Archangel Michael, in positioning himself as a protector, hands you precisely the sword of inner discrimination so that you may cut away any feeling that is sabotaging the reality you claim you want to build. Think of your life now. Think of what hurts you most. Is it the bank account in the red? Is it the silence of your husband at the breakfast table? Is it the longing for a child who lives far away? Is it the pain in your body that no doctor can explain? Now, I want you to ask yourself with brutal honesty, what is the state of consciousness I have been occupying in relation to this? When you think of this specific pain, what do you feel? Tightness, anger, shame, defeat. This feeling, repeated every day, is the decree that your subconscious is executing to the letter, and that is why nothing changes. You will not get out of prison using the key of the prison. You must now craft a new key, made from the material of the desired state. Here enters a concept that will seem strange to your rational mind, but which Archangel Michael wants you to understand. There is a dimension called the fourth dimension of consciousness, and it is there that everything already exists simultaneously. The house you desire, the restored marriage, the re-established health, the financial peace, all of this already exists there in a potential state, waiting for you to tune into the right frequency to pull it into your current timeline. Neville called this creative imagination. The Bible calls it faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is not a metaphor. It is physics. It is the quantum physics of consciousness that your grandmother, back in the countryside, intuited when she said, "What the mouth speaks, the heart feels, and what the heart feels, life brings." That is why I have prepared a powerful digital book for you as a safe bridge between this revelation and your practical life. The material, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment, is not just a text. It is a map of spiritual discernment for this final hour. The link is pinned in the description and at the top of the comments, and every day you delay is a day that the old program continues to run within you. Go there, secure your access, protect your home, and come back to me, because what comes now is the exact technique of nightly reprogramming that changes everything. The technique that Neville Goddard taught with tears in his eyes is simple, and at the same time, it is the most difficult thing a human being can do, because it requires surrender. Every night, before sleeping, in that state of being half awake and half dreaming, which mystics call the hypnagogic state, the gate between the conscious and the subconscious is thrown wide open, and any impression cast there is etched like a red-hot branding iron. Most people use this sacred moment to mentally review their debts, their fears, the day's arguments, and their worries about the future. They reprogram the subconscious to continue producing exactly what they do not want, and they wake up, day after day, within the same reality, without understanding why. You, starting tonight, will do it differently. You will go to bed with a firm decision. You will choose a short scene, a single scene, that represents the desire already fulfilled. Not the scene of asking, but the scene of having. If you want a new love, do not imagine yourself asking for love. Imagine the touch of their hand holding yours on the street, the scent of breakfast shared together, the laughter in the living room. If you want prosperity, do not imagine looking at your balance growing. Imagine the feeling of paying all your bills and still having money left over. The lightness in your chest while using your card without anxiety. The joy of gifting your mother without guilt. If you want healing, feel your body becoming light. Feel your lungs expanding without pain. Feel the joy of receiving the test results and seeing everything is clear. And you will enter this scene as if you were stepping into a movie. You will not watch it. You will inhabit it. You will smell the scents, feel the touch, hear the sounds, perceive the temperature. You will let the feeling of gratitude for the blessing already received flood your chest until the sensation feels more real than the bed you are lying in, and you will fall asleep in this state. Persistence every single night. That is it. That is all it is, and it is also everything. Now I must warn you about a trap that brings down most people who attempt this practice, and it is likely the error that has nullified your manifestation all these years. You surrender to the scene at night, feel the joy, sleep in peace, and wake up the next day still within the same material reality. And what do? You become discouraged. You look around and say, it didn't work. You complain to the heavens. You go back to feeling a sense of lack. You return to operating in the old state. And at that exact moment, without realizing it, you have erased everything. You sowed the seed at night and pulled it up by the roots in the morning. The law of assumption requires persistence, with a capital P. You must walk through the world, even while the external reality still looks the same, feeling internally that it already is, eating like one who already has, walking like one who has already received, speaking like one who has already been healed. This is the state that causes the bridge of incidence to begin building itself. The bridge of incidence is one of the most beautiful concepts that Neville Goddard left us. He said that between the state you are in now and the state of the realized desire, the universe builds an invisible bridge of small, apparently common events. An unexpected phone call, a vacancy that opens up, a person who reappears, a book that falls into your hands, an idea that arises in the shower, a forgiveness that becomes possible. Each of these events is a plank of this bridge, and you only cross it when you refuse to look back, when you refuse to doubt, when you refuse to go back to feeling as the old you felt. Archangel Michael is the guardian of this crossing. He is the presence that holds your hand when fear strikes, when doubt whispers, when material reality insists on showing the opposite of what you are assuming. And we must speak now of the I am, because this is the key to all keys. Everything you place after I am becomes a direct command to the subconscious, a command it obeys, with the faithfulness of an angel. Have you ever stopped to listen to what comes out of your mouth every day? I am tired. I am anxious. I am forgetful. I am unlucky in this family. I am fat. I am poor. I am too old for this. Each of these phrases, repeated without care, is a decree that vibrates, that resonates, that carves your material reality. And worse, they are decrees that you often didn't even invent. You inherited them. Your mother said them. Your grandmother said them. And you, without realizing it, became a ventriloquist for the dead, speaking words that no longer belong to you. That is why I have prepared the powerful digital book for you, and this is the third moment in which your heart needs to hear this call, because repetition is not insistence, it is mercy. The material, How to Know If God Will Save You on Judgment Day, has been placed on your path as a safety net for you and yours. Think of the people who sleep under your roof tonight. Think of your child, your grandchild, your husband, your wife. You are not here just for yourself. You are here because you were chosen as the spiritual protector of your home, and there is information in this book that no one told you in church, no one told you in life, no one told you in the silence. The link is pinned in the description and at the top of the comments. Do not let this door close. People report that after reading this material, they began to dream with clear warnings, found the courage to make decisions they had been putting off for years, saw children return home, saw debts dissolve in weeks. It is not magic. It is aligned consciousness, and this window may close at any moment. Starting today, I want to invite you to maintain a sacred vigilance over your language. Every time a negative I am escapes your lips, cut it off immediately. Say out loud, in silence, within your heart, wherever it may be, cancelled. It does not belong to me, I am something else. And replace it immediately. I am supported. I am guided. I am prosperous. I am loved. I am healed. I am an instrument of peace. You will feel an enormous resistance in the first few days, because the old program will scream, it will cry, it will say that this is a lie, that you are deceiving yourself. But it is precisely in that scream that lies the proof that something is changing. The old only screams when the new has already arrived. There is a profound concept called revision, which Neville taught as one of the most powerful practices to heal the past and open the future. It works like this. At the end of the day, before going to sleep, you mentally review the events that troubled you the most. The argument with your boss, the judgmental look from your neighbor, the rudeness in traffic, the coldness of your child on the phone, and instead of reliving them as they were, you rewrite them internally as you would have liked them to have happened. Your boss praises you, your neighbor smiles, the driver lets you pass, your child calls to say they miss you. This may seem childish to the rational mind, but the subconscious does not distinguish between what happened in the flesh and what was felt with vividness. By revising with intense feeling, you reprogram the emotional record of the event, and something extraordinary begins to happen. The external world gradually reorganizes itself to reflect this new internal narrative. People call again, relationships soften, opportunities appear. The fourth dimension is the terrain where this magic operates. In this dimension, time is simultaneous, all possibilities coexist, and your consciousness is the selector that chooses which reality collapses into manifestation. Each time you feel the desire fulfilled with vividness, you are literally, in terms of quantum physics, causing a wave function collapse, a timeline shift. It is no coincidence that ancient mystics, prophets, and sages from all traditions described experiences of seeing the future as if it were already there. Because it is. It is. You only need to choose which version of it you are going to inhabit. And at this point, it is fundamental that you understand that your imagination is not fantasy. Imagination is the most sacred spiritual organ that God placed within human beings. William Blake said that the imagination is Christ himself in us. Neville echoed, "Man is all imagination and God is man and exists in us and we in him." When you imagine with feeling, you are not escaping reality. You are building the next reality. Most people use this sacred organ in reverse, imagining catastrophes, imagining betrayals, imagining illnesses, imagining the worst, and the worst comes to pass. Because the law is blind, it does not distinguish whether you are imagining for good or for evil. It only obeys. The internal dialogue is the second engine of this machine. That which you converse with yourself about, in silence throughout the entire day, is the script that the universe is reading to deliver the next scene to you. If you walk down the street complaining mentally about traffic, the heat, the government, your family, your body, you are fueling the frequency of dissatisfaction, and the universe will give you more reasons to feel dissatisfied. But if you walk in silence, with genuine gratitude for being alive, for breathing, for having made it this far, for having survived everything that tried to bring you down, your field expands, and life begins to deliver to you correspondences of this expansion. Let us speak of something practical now, for I know your mind seeks real application. Take your greatest pain today, the one that keeps you from sleeping, the one that tightens your chest when you wake. If it is money, I want you to stop calculating lack. Stop planning from what you do not have. Begin to plan from what you will have. Not as a naive dreamer, but as a conscious assumptor. Tonight, write a letter to yourself dated 6 months from now, describing with a wealth of sensory detail how your financial life is, how much is in your account, which debts have been cleared, which trip was taken, which gift was given to those you love. Write in the present tense, feel it as you write, cry if it comes, smile if it comes, and keep this letter as you would keep a relic. Reopen it when doubt strikes. You are building a bond between your consciousness and a version of you that already lives on another timeline. If your pain is love, if you are tired of lonely nights, of empty tables, of unanswered messages, I must tell you something that may hurt. You will not attract love while you are the person who feels unloved. It does not work. The law of assumption is cruel in this sense. You must first become internally someone who is already loved. Walk as one loved, eat as one loved, dress as one loved, sleep as one loved. Feel in your chest the palpable presence of this relationship that has not yet arrived in the physical plane but already exists in the fourth dimension. When you occupy this state of consciousness with persistence, the universe begins to move in visible pieces. The right person begins to walk in your direction. Encounters happen in unlikely places. The right gaze crosses yours in a bakery line. The bridge of incidents is built. And if your pain is healing, if the body is heavy, if the medical reports are frightening, if exhaustion has taken over, listen carefully. Archangel Michael is also known as the angel of healing, of the sword that severs the dense energies that cling to the human field. Use your imagination as a scalpel. Every night before sleeping, visualize the part of the body that needs healing bathed in golden light. Feel the warmth of this light. Feel the tissue reorganizing itself. Feel the joy of the body responding. Say in silence, I am whole. I am perfect. I am the health of God in action. And surrender. Do not keep controlling. Do not keep measuring. Do not keep checking. Whoever checks demonstrates doubt, and doubt cancels the decree. There is a word that must enter your daily vocabulary, and that word is anticipated gratitude. Not the gratitude of what happened was good, but the gratitude for what has not yet arrived on the physical plane, but which you know, feel, and occupy as already accomplished. When you give thanks before seeing, you are declaring to the universe that for you it already is, and what you declare as already being, the universe simply mirrors. Start now. Place your hand on your chest, feel your heart, and give thanks for the change that is manifesting. Give thanks for the money that is arriving. Give thanks for the family peace that is being rebuilt. Give thanks for the body that is being renewed. Give thanks for the love that is approaching. Feel it. Persist. Do not let go. I want to speak to you about persistence, because it is the filter that separates those who manifest from those who give up. Most people practice for 3 days, feel something, and when reality does not materialize instantly, they abandon it. They return to the old pattern of complaining, and they lose everything they were building. Persistence is not stubbornness. It is faith embodied in habit. It is continuing to feel, continuing to affirm, continuing to inhabit the state, even when physical eyes see the opposite, even when the account is still in the red, even when the bed is still cold, even when the test results have not yet come out. You persist because you have already decided. And those who have decided no longer ask. Those who have decided simply wait, with peace, for the arrival of what already belongs to them. And here is a truth that few speak of. Most of your manifestations are delayed not for lack of the law, but for an excess of haste. You want it today, now, already, in this very minute. And when it does not come, you doubt. To doubt is to open a crack in the vessel of faith, and through that crack everything drains away. The universe works in cycles, in rhythms, in synchronicities. Some pieces must move in the lives of other people before yours can fit into place. Everything is interconnected. Everything is sacred. Everything is in motion. You only need to hold the state, just that, hold the state. Imagine, and this is a powerful metaphor, that your desire is a seed. You planted it in the dark earth of the subconscious, and every day you dig to check if it has sprouted. Every day you pull the seed out to look at it. Do you think it will sprout that way? Of course not. It needs the silence of the earth, the hidden warmth, the water that comes in cycles. Stop digging, stop checking, stop doubting, trust, persist, feel, dwell. And when you least expect it, life will seem to push the door of your heart with such force that you will weep with gratitude for not having given up. Archangel Michael today wants to hand you a symbolic sword. This sword is called discernment. Discernment to cut away any thought that tries to pull you back to the old state. Discernment to recognize when a friend, even with good intentions, is throwing you into the vibration of scarcity. Discernment to select what you read, what you watch, what you listen to, and what you converse about. Your consciousness is a temple, and not everyone deserves the key. Begin to surround yourself with content that elevates, with people who see the invisible, with music that opens the chest, with readings that awaken. You are building a new version of yourself, and this new version needs a new environment to take root. I need to remind you that you do not need to understand everything at once. You do not need to become a mystic in a week. You do not need to abandon your life. You only need to begin today with a single decision. Starting tonight, I will dwell in the state of the wish fulfilled for 5 minutes before sleeping. Just that, 5 minutes. And you will persist for 40 days. 40 days is a sacred cycle in all traditions. It was the time of Jesus in the desert, of Moses on the mountain, of Noah's flood. 40 days is the time necessary for the subconscious to swallow the new order and begin to obey. And at the end of these 40 days, I guarantee you, you will no longer be the same person who began. Your internal chemistry will have changed, your field will have expanded, and inexplicable things will begin to happen. There is a phrase that Neville Goddard repeated with teary eyes, and this phrase is the master key to this entire revelation. He said, "Dare to believe in the reality of your desire. Dare. Because it takes courage to believe when your eyes see the opposite. It takes courage to insist when the world mocks. It takes courage to feel abundant in poverty, loved in loneliness, healed in illness. But it is exactly this courage that separates those who live by the law from those who still live under the law of appearances. Appearance is the reflection of yesterday. The feeling of today is the appearance of tomorrow. He who feels today changes tomorrow. He who feels always transforms forever. And you, precisely you who reached this point in the video, have been summoned for this transformation. It was not out of curiosity. It was not by chance. Archangel Michael positioned this encounter because there is an ancient promise over your life that has not yet been fulfilled, and the time is narrowing. The answers you sought in therapies, in remedies, in travels, in relationships, in substitutions, have always been here, at the gate of your own consciousness. And today, the gate is wide open. You only need to cross through, need to start small. Today, before going to sleep, choose a single scene. It could be your family gathered in peace at the Christmas table. It could be you opening the curtains of your new home. It could be the telephone ringing with the news that changes everything. It could be the embrace that heals a wound of decades. Choose. Close your eyes. Step into the scene. Feel it. Persist in the feeling until sleep takes you. And do this tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and every day. You are being initiated at this very instant into a path that few discover. And as you walk, live as one who has already received. Smile more, give thanks more, take better care of your body, treat people with the kindness of one who is internally at peace. The universe is always watching, always measuring, always responding. The more you act as one who already is, the more the world reorganizes itself to confirm that identity. That is why I have prepared this powerful digital book for you, and this is the final call I make in this video, because Archangel Michael does not knock on the door 3 times in vain. The material, How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment, is not a product. It is a key of spiritual discernment for this hour of transition that we are traversing. Everything you have heard up to this point, about the law of assumption, about feeling as the secret, about the I am, about persistence, gains an even deeper layer when it connects with the understanding of who has been chosen to pass through the final sieve. The link is pinned in the description of this video and at the top of the comments, and I ask you, as one who takes you by the hands, to open it now. People who had the courage to open it reported that they slept in peace for the first time in years, dreamed of loved ones bringing clear messages, felt the real presence of Archangel Michael by their bedside, and saw life begin to move pieces that had been stagnant for decades. Do not postpone it for one more day. Secure your access, read it tonight, and comment below the word "received" as a decree of acceptance of this new reality that is opening. May the feeling of the desire already fulfilled become, from today on, the natural state of your heart. May Archangel Michael walk by your side in every step of this crossing, and may the next time you look in the mirror, you recognize finally the person you were always destined to be. Amen.